And today I'm going to show you another example of linked list. And in the previous video, I showed you how to create a linked list, a simple linked list that shows three lists, one list head and the second list and then the third list. It was a very simple code. Now I want to challenge you guys to modify that code and do it something like this. So in the previous video, all the input, all the values are hard coded in the program. There was no user input at all. So I want to challenge you guys to modify that program and to accept this time an input coming from the user, and the user is going to have a control of on how many set of dogs that user is going to input into the program. So in this example, enter number of dogs. Let's say I want to input, let's say, 2 sets of dogs, and I'm going to press enter, and the first dog details, so let's say this is dog 1, and the color would be, let's say, brown, and the gender would be M. Okay, the second dog details would be, let's say that's dog 2, the color would be black, and the gender would be female. And so after putting all the values, okay, I'm going to input details of 2 dogs only. So after I put in all the values, the program will just display all the values that I entered. So these are the details. So this is the first list, or the list head, and this is the second list. Okay, so what would be the code for that? If you want to create your own code, then I suggest that you pause this video for a while you create while you modify the code, the previous code that I've shown you. Alright, so let's go back now. Thank you for trying. Let me show you the code. So basically it's just the same. Some of the parts of the codes are the same with the previous ones that I have shown you with the previous video. And so again, at line number 7, I have the struct definition here, all the members of the dog struct. And again, we start with the head pointer. This represents the list head. And again, we have the my dog pointer, which contains the instance of a dog struct, and this dog pointer over here, it points to the next list. And what I have added here starts with line number 21 until line number 23. It shows that I have declared a variable dog num, which is an integer, and it saves the input of the user on how many set of dogs the user wants to put value into the program. And so it'll ask for number of dogs, and it'll be saved to the variable dog num. And starting at line number 25, okay, I have here a loop that keeps track of the number of dogs that the user enters into the program. So it's a for loop. It keeps track of the number of dog num here, and inside the for loop, this I'm sure you're familiar with the code because I have given this as an example in the previous video. So it's just asking for the values of all the dogs until it reaches the maximum number, which was defined by the user and was entered into the variable dog num. And all the members are present: the name member, the color member, the gender, and as well as the next member, which is always set to null. Okay, and okay, now at this line of code over here, line number 39 until line number 49. Okay, it's just a conditional instruction that tests if the current list is the first one, is the list head. If we are currently on the list head, which is tested by if head is equal to none, so null, if head is null, then that means that we are currently on the list head. So if we are currently on the list head, then whatever the content, whatever the members of this first instance of my dog, it will be saved into the head, which means that we basically created the list head. Okay, now if in the second iteration of the for loop, it means that we are now on the second list. Okay, which means that head is not null anymore, it contains something. So it means that we are now on the second list, in which the program will go to the else bracket, or to the else block, and it will be assigning the second list until it goes to next, which assigns the third list, and so on and so forth. So basically this part over here, the else block here, it puts value to the second list and to the third list, to the fourth list, and until the last number the user has set to in the dognum variable. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.